Konnan, did you watch Survivor Series?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so it starts off with their awesome War Pigs with Ozzy Osbourne Black Sabbath package, which just gets you fired up for this. So the first one is Bianca, Becky. It's the women's War Games. I fast forwarded through a lot of this because this is 40 minutes long. Okay, and I knew this, and I didn't. I can't get into matches that are that long. I kind of want to get to the end and see how they're concluding this. But Lynch and Belair place a table near the corner of the ring, and Belair placed Kai and Sky on the table while Lynch climbed the cage. Bayley tried to follow Lynch, but Belair stopped her and drove her into the cage with a KOD. Then Lynch performed a leg drop style fall from the top of the cage to put Kai and Sky through the table, and Lynch covered Kai and got the 3 count. So they put Becky over pretty huge here. What'd you think of this?
I love the video, the War Pigs thing with Ozzy Osbourne.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great. I thought that it was way, 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 way too long.
Yeah.
They did this one spot on top of the cage by Sky that I did for sure injured Belair.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the spots in this match didn't really go like they wanted them to go, like they usually don't.
Right.
Because they're experimenting and they should do that on house shows or just they're nervous or whatever the case may be. But, and it was more like spots. It wasn't really a storyline. It was just spots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like the ending. Lynch hits like a leg drop on the top of the cage to put Kai through a table. It was an all right match. Way too long for me.
Yeah. So next they show Roman is backstage with Paul Heyman, and Jey Uso comes in, and Jey said he knew since day one that Sami Zayn could not be trusted. Jey told Reigns about Zayn lying to him, and Jey said the only reason he didn't go after Zayn was because Reigns didn't give him the order. And Jey asked what they were going to do. Reigns laughed at Jey, asked what we would do. Reigns said he gives the orders, and Reigns said he would look Zayn in the eye and would know where his loyalties lie. Reigns told Jey to focus, and Reigns and Jey bumped fists, and then Jey left the room. And Reigns told Heyman to go get him Zayn, and Heyman picked up his phone to call Zayn. Right, so we get a little thread throughout this, which I like. The bloodline threads, where they always do these like short little vignettes and everything, it's just consistent storytelling. Like every they all mean something. They further the storyline. It's all good stuff, right?
Did you see that Brian Alvarez on one of their YouTube clips said that the Reigns storyline is time to end it and it's going on too long? The whole.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, those guys don't really care about storylines, so I don't know. Okay, so the next one is Finn with the Judgment Day against AJ with the what do they call them, the OC?
Right.
But basically, these guys work good together. So come to the end, both wrestlers stood up, and then Balor worked over Styles with punches. Styles regrouped, and they traded punches and shots in the middle of the ring, and Styles caught Balor with a step-up enziguri. Styles went for a move, but Balor shot him over the top rope, and the Styles threw punches at Balor from the apron, then hit him with the phenomenal forearm and pinned him. And after the match, Styles celebrated and looked at Balor, who was sitting in the corner of the ring, and Styles jawed at him. So he was like talking after the match. It was a good match. What did you think of this?
This was a good match. All hell broke loose like ringside when the Judgment Day and the OC they started the brawl, leaving Balor and Styles alone. They put on a really good match. Styles tried to put that cap crusher thing on, and he wanted to use a phenomenal forearm, and I just thought it was really good.
Yeah. So next match is Ronda Rousey against Shotzi. They kept it to 7 minutes. And everybody's railing on Ronda for this match. Okay, but Ronda, her work is she tries to kind of still stay true to the fact that she's a UFC performer that's in professional wrestling. So she's not like a lock-up, tackle, headlock, lock-up, headlock, tackle, drop-down performer. So you kind of got to work around her style. And she does a lot of goes for submissions and stuff and all that. So, but basically, Shotzi caught Rousey a couple times. Rousey sold Shotzi's offense pretty good. Okay, so Shotzi dumped Rousey and then Baszler over the barricade, and Shotzi climbed on the barricade and dove onto Rousey and Baszler, and they all tumbled onto a few men who were sitting in the front row, and their chairs fell over. That had to have been a planned spot with the people that were sitting there because you just don't do that. Shotzi tossed Rousey over the barricade and got her back inside the ring to beat the referee's 10 count and went to the ropes, but Rousey joined her and performed a judo toss. Rousey covered Shotzi for a 2 count, and Rousey powered up Shotzi on her shoulders and performed Piper's Pit. And Rousey applied an armbar and got immediate submission. Got the immediate submission. I would have had Shotzi to take a little bit longer to tap out. But this was fine. But she did a spot where Rousey's on the apron, Shotzi's in the ring. She climbs to the top rope and tries to give her a DDT onto the apron. But you couldn't really that's a very difficult bump to take if you don't have room. So Ronda kind of in the last minute, she felt it wasn't going to go well. So she grabbed the top rope and Shotzi didn't hit the DDT and fell down. And even if she did hit it, the way you have to take that bump, because she's coming from the top, she's coming vertically down. Usually when you do that spot, you're in the turnbuckle and you're jumping out. You're not jumping straight down. So that spot is very difficult to do if you're coming from a vertical position because you're going just straight down and not forward and taking the. So I think Ronda just bailed out on that because she thought she might get hurt, and I don't blame her at all because it was a stupid. If you think about what I just said, that's a very risky spot to take, and it's not a spot that you do often, if ever. Where you climb in the top rope and just come vertically straight down and give a person DDT on the apron. So, I've never seen that spot. So, what did you think of this, Konnan?
Good match. Ronda's not a good worker yet, but like you said, her game is mostly submissions.
Right.
She's wearing now whatever she's wearing. She shows a lot more cleavage.
Right.
She didn't used to dress. She didn't used to dress sexy, and she definitely needed to do something about those shorts. She's always tugging at them.
Like Tuggles.
Yeah.
Right. We call Ronda Rousey Tuggles.
Tuggles. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiggles. We call her Tiggles.
Tiggles.
All right. So this is the best part of the show right here. Roman Reigns was shown seated in his locker room with Paul Heyman behind him when Sami Zayn entered the room. Reigns was all smiles and asked Zayn how he was doing. Zayn said he was doing great and said that it was a big night for the Bloodline, and Reigns asked Zayn if he was talking with Kevin Owens. Zayn admitted that he had, and Reigns asked Zayn why he lied to Jey Uso. And Zayn said he withheld information. So he lied to Jey because he had a huge match and didn't want to put that on his plate beforehand. Zayn noted that Jey doesn't trust him as it is, and Zayn said the truth is that Owens spoke to him and he merely listened. Reigns asked Zayn what Owens said. Zayn recalled Owens saying that Zayn should turn on the Bloodline before the Bloodline turns on him. And Reigns said he knew that Zayn was his friend, but he needs to understand that the Bloodline is his blood. Reigns told Zayn he needed to look him in the eyes so that he knew whether he was with him or whether he would stab him in the back. Zayn said he is with Reigns. Zayn said there are only 5 people in the world who are allowed to enter Roman's dressing room and be one of them means the world to him. And Zayn said he won't let Reigns down on his night or any night. I am with the Bloodline, Zayn said twice while looking Reigns in the eye. And Reigns glared at Zayn, and there was a long pause before Reigns stood up. Reigns told Zayn to get up, and Zayn stood, and Reigns glared at him and smiled and said, "Let's do it." And Reigns opened his arms and hugged Zayn, who thanked him. And Reigns was facing the camera during the hug and was stone-faced while Sami thanked him again. What did you think of this?
Good.
I thought this was the best part of the show, this segment, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, real good.
So next is Seth versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory for Triple Threat. This was a good match. They you know what? They nail their spots when they do these freeways and everything, and they don't really make them look like they're choreographed, you know?
Yeah, I thought this was one of the best three-way matches I've seen in a long time. I actually liked it best on the show.
You could tell who the workers in WWE right now and whoever are the agents for the matches are just like they're nailing it in these things, you know?
Did you just complimented Shane Helms, I think.
Yeah. Rollins ended up with both men down on all fours and looked like he was debating who to take out with the stomp. Rollins leapt off the back of Theory into a stomp on Lashley. That was a good spot. And Theory went after Rollins, who ended up superplexing him and then set up for his Falcon Arrow. But Lashley speared Reigns, and then Theory covered Rollins, got the 3 count, and stole it and won the belt.
Yeah.
What did you think of this?
I thought this was good. I thought, Lashley clotheslined Austin Theory out of the ring, and then Rollins knocked him right back out. And they did a good job, like you said, all of them not making it look choreographed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it also they set it up so every person took a little time outside of the ring so the other two could work, and it wasn't
right.
Lashley tried to put Rollins in the hurt lock, but Theory jumped on his back with a sleeper to break it up. Then Rollins hit Theory with a superplex. I thought this was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what, too, I find very interesting? Because this is where the WWE, you can tell that they're not going to listen to, like, the online critics. There's going to get – because bro, everybody thought like 3-4 weeks ago, the thing was, boy, Austin Theory's getting buried now. What happened?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I like what they're doing with his character. The kid's getting really good. I like him a lot.
Yeah, it's exactly like you said, and it's showing you that you can kind of give them a little leeway and trust instead of just burying something right away. Just wait to see how it's panning out.
Right. All right. So we get the War Games thing in the start. So they had lost on SmackDown. The Bloodline lost the advantage. So they had this set up where the baby faces would get the advantage 2-on-1 over the heels, and you could tell because the fans were going to be chanting for Sammy. Sammy was going to be like the biggest baby face in the match, right? So they do a deal where it's 2-on-1 on Jey Uso to start, Ridge Holland and what's his name on the Ridge and Butch, right? And so they're 2-on-1 to him, and then so the bell ring, the buzzer goes. And Jimmy Uso is going to go out to help his brother, but Roman just grabs him by the back of the shirt and tells him to stay, and then points to Sammy and says, "You go help Jay," right? Which is good storyline, So he goes in there and he helps Jay, and all the other guys come in and they basically what do you call it? They just did all the spots, whatever. But I'm not going to go over much on this. But at 28 minutes, Reigns hits the ring. Okay, so this thing's going on for 28 minutes, and Reigns finally comes in. And they're going at it, and basically near the end, so Owens puts Iaka down with a stunner, Sikoa down for a stunner. Reigns broke it up. Reigns and Owens barked at one another, and Owens said he's not done with Reigns by a long shot and then slapped him. They traded punches, and Reigns dodged a stunner and then dropped Owens with the Superman punch. They did a lot of stuff here with Reigns and Owens because I think they're going with those two for a pay-per-view match. So they kind of set the stage here because, Owens was the one guy that was standing up to Roman in this match, right? So Reigns let out the war cry.
Did you see the news story behind that, Disco?
What? No.
Okay, so this is from Meltzer. It says, during the match, there was a slap that Kevin Owens gave Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns had a bruise under his left eye, and he may have ruptured an eardrum. There was definitely an eardrum injury. It was thought that it was a ruptured eardrum, but I did not get that confirmed. Reigns after was very, very upset and was very vehement about it and yelling about it. It was more than just the fact that a slap got out of control and hit Roman Reigns and may have busted his eardrum. I think Roman felt that it was something that should not have happened in the match. Not that he was double-crossed, but it just was something that should not have happened. So Reigns supposedly had a problem backstage with Owens after that slap spot.
Who is Reigns' son of?
Sika.
He's Sika's son, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, and so him and Owens are going to be having a match against each other coming up, right? I would definitely think that Roman Reigns is the type of guy that if that happened, that Owens will be getting a receipt at some point. Would you agree with that, Konnan?
Yep.
Okay, so Reigns out the war cry went for a spear. Owens cut him off with a kick, and Owens followed up with a stunner and covered Reigns. But Zayn stopped the referee from making the 3 count. Cole questioned if that was enough for Zayn to prove his loyalty. Owens glared at Zayn while Sammy Uso chant broke out. "That's your family?" Owens asked Zayn while pointing at Reigns, and Jimmy went for a super kick on Owens, who blocked it, only for Zayn to hit Owens with a low blow. Zayn showed signs of remorse while Cole said Owens went low on the best man from his wedding. Zayn now knelt down and looked at Reigns, who nodded at him, and Zayn performed a haluva kick on Owens. And when Owens was going to fall down, Reigns caught him for a moment, then dropped him on the mat and laid him for Jay. He pointed to Jay Uso, who goes up top and performs a splash on Owens and beats him. And after the match, Cole said he never thought he'd see the day that Zayn would shun Owens, and Reigns stood up and opened his arms and then hugged Zayn while the Usos and Sikoa watched on. And once Reigns released Zayn from the hug, Jay walked over and hugged Zayn too. Then Jimmy and Zayn did their handshake, and Zayn got fired up. Zayn got fired up and yelled at the crowd while Cole questioned Zayn had sold his soul. The Bloodline members stood together, and Reigns looked at Zayn and nodded. Cole said Zayn proved he's much more than an honorary Uso. Reigns looked down at Owens, who was still down the ring, while the other babyfaces were down the ring, and Zayn told Reigns he was with them tonight, and was with them every night, and the show cut to black. What do you think of this?
Good.
Excellent storytelling, huh?
Right.
Bro, that's just so, when you have a match there were so many spots in this where you're telling a story and you can include it in the match. It's just it just makes the match float to where it's they didn't need 8 kick out finishes at the end. They just did a storyline, boom, he goes for the kick, he low blows him, he looks at the guy, looks at Roman, and stuff and everything, and they it's just good storytelling. They do drama very, very, very well in this company. Not that this was a home run, so
yeah, the whole show was pretty It was pretty much a home run. The Ronda match was a little what it was.
When was the last time
WWE
did not hit a home run on one of their pay-per-views?
No, that's true. That's true. I was going to say that. You know, at least from SummerSlam on, at least.
Tons of them. I mean, like every single one, you're just going, wow, that was a great pay-per-view. You know, they just nail it every time. The production, the packages, they do an excellent job of filling you in the story. Like you don't even have to watch like you could miss every week of WWE TV and just watch these pay-per-views, and you would just be caught up on everything. You know?
Yeah, you would. Yep.
Yeah. Do you agree with that, Konnan?
Yep.
Yeah.